Roman is a loser. Reginald done with Carmella. Elimination Chamber predictions. All that and more coming up on the Wrestle Story. Welcome back to the Wrestle Story. We discuss all things wrestling, the legends of the past, the superstars of the present, and the trailblazers of the future. Are we not live?
No, we're live. I got the notification on my phone saying that we went live.
Okay.
We're live, I think. Based upon... Just reload it. I think we're live. Hello? People? Hi? Maybe?
Can anybody hear us?
Hold on. Yep, we're live. We're all good. We're all good. It's just our YouTube studio thing being stupid. We're good!
Well, that's dumb. Yeah, we're on. We're showing up on Twitch here, but are you? What is going on here?
On Fox. We are live. Hey, folks. Yeah, we're live. We're good.
All right, cool. Because our YouTube studio is not showing up that we're live.
Well, I don't know. I'll look at it. You keep talking.
Okay, how about you keep talking and I look at it?
Well, because
I'm the one that has to fix anything over here.
We are live, though.
We have technical difficulties.
No, we're live.
We are live. What is going on? Why is it showing up?
We're live, but I think it went under a different thing.
Hey, in the great words of Bray Wyatt, does Nia sing "I Got the Whole"?
It's not the same thing. It went live on a different one.
Why did it go live on that?
I don't know. It went live with the same title and everything, but it was. It's got.
All right, I'll fix it.
It's a different thing. I don't know. Just delete the other one because you have 4 people waiting on it, and everybody's gonna be like,
"Well,
what the toast?
What the toast, people?"
We are. I'm just gonna type in that chat. We are live. It just popped up on another.
Video. Gabe Newman's tag team champions on Sunday. Yeah, we're getting there will be new tag team champions on Sunday. I'm just getting some stuff fixed here because it didn't show up. You're on your waiting thing, dude.
No, we're not. Dad had to click off of something because something said it didn't work.
Yeah, it kicked me out. I
don't know how to speak. And
I'm gonna kill the one.
Yeah, he's gonna delete the one that we had that was for waiting and upcoming or whatever. And
we had some YouTube errors when we started up. That's the problem. So I'm trying to fix it now.
I love
How you doing, James? By the way, I'm fixing the thumbnail too. I see that the thumbnail changed. I'm trying to fix that. Upload thumbnail. Fix that. Save. Gotta love technology, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely.
What's with the WWE session with having a superstar holding 2 belts? Hey, WWE, stop pinning your champions in non-title matches. Scott, what's the logic behind a lot of the WWE stuff is just not there.
Yeah. So now I have to delete the tweet because
fixing a couple things here because this is stupid.
It's okay. It just went live under a different tab.
Yeah, we're gonna kill this right now. We're gonna delete this forever.
Well, delete the old one. The old one.
Delete forever.
Okay. And it went up. It went up. Everything went up fine. Just didn't have the thumbnail. It's okay.
All right.
There we go. We're live.
Now we're back.
Hey guys.
All right. Cool.
So
I don't know what was going on there. Technology is the best thing in the world. Well, it is futuristic when it works right. But when it doesn't, it irritates me.
Live.
All right. That show stunk. Well, I think the biggest issue, Scott, is the fact that some of the stuff they had on it didn't make sense for a go-home show.
Yeah, man.
I mean, if they would do some of the stuff they did tonight over or earlier, I'd be okay with it. Am I the only one sick of Roman?
No, I never liked Roman,
No.
so I just dislike Roman.
More tech errors. Scott, this was YouTube that had messed up this time. This wasn't my computer. This wasn't me. This was YouTube messing up.
Yeah, it went to a totally different tab. I don't know.
I don't know what happened with that.
I don't either.
It was weird.
So SmackDown. I'm gonna pull my hair back because it's annoying me. I had it up, and then I took it down.
I'd pull my hair back, too, but I don't have any.
Okay, thanks. So, yeah, SmackDown. Anyways, I thought this show was not very good, but I generally, personally, I know a lot of people have been like, SmackDown's the best show, but, like, personally, I haven't found it enjoyable. Not that it's not enjoyable, but, like, it's just not very good. And so, yeah.
Roman Reigns' title reign is as cold as the weather in Texas, or it could be as cold as the weather here at my house.
So,
which is even colder than the weather in Texas.
So, yes.
Yeah.
SmackDown.
Started off.
Ow. Thought it was okay. Not good.
No.
What?
I mean, I thought it was okay. I mean, like I said, I think that there's some stuff they could have done different that,
Well, again, it's a lot of, like, the rinse, repeat stuff. And, like, some of it, like you said, didn't make sense to do solely because we have, like, stuff, like, this weekend. And, like, stuff that we've already done. And so, I don't know, whatever. We'll just get into it. So we start off with Edge, who kicks off SmackDown, and he says that Drew's going to defend his WWE Championship in the Elimination Chamber, and Roman is going to defend his championship in the Elimination Chamber. So that leaves Edge with 13 possible opponents. So he's going to start evaluating what he's going to do after WrestleMania.
Yeah. How you doing, Johnny Lee?
He then, just kidding, doesn't say anything because Roman came out. And Roman tells Edge that he has one choice, and Roman is like, Roman. Not Roman. Edge.
Roman is like, Roman. I don't have to listen to you.
Edge. Edge is like, look, Roman. Look, okay? I have figured you out. I have figured you out. I have figured you out. You need me so you can be the main event of WrestleMania. Because without me, you won't be the main event of WrestleMania. So you need me to pick you to be the main event of WrestleMania. Get it? Got it? Good. So, yeah, that was that. And then Sami Zayn came out and was like, look, all of you are overlooking me, okay? Me, Sami Zayn. I am great too. I am quite fabulous. And nobody seems to care. So, why are we not fighting over wanting to fight me? That's when Jey Uso kicks Sami. And then Roman, like, leaned over to Edge, whispered something in his ear, and then left. And Edge was, like, left with this look on his face, like... And we're all like, you gonna let us in on the secret or not? And that was a not. So, yeah.
So we're still left hanging.
It's probably something along the lines of, if you don't pick me, I'm gonna do bad things, very, very bad things to your family. So you better pick me.
Yeah. Who knows?
Because I feel like that's the direction we're gonna go if...
Well, the question is, how long are they gonna like draw this? This whole Edge thing.
I don't know. I'm beginning to get to the point where like I literally don't care who he picks. Just have him pick somebody already.
Well,
like why are we not confirming that Bianca is fighting Sasha at WrestleMania? Because it's legit obvious that she is fighting Sasha at WrestleMania. Just confirm that so we have the one Royal Rumble winner match done.
The thing about Edge,
because she's literally not going after Asuka.
Okay, but the Edge thing is like. We've done it everywhere now. And we've done it multiple times. It's like, so let's just let it set for a while. Don't keep bringing him back to go, Will, I still haven't decided. You know?
It's not necessary.
Just wait till you get closer to WrestleMania and then have him come out and go, I choose you. Or have him go on SmackDown and go, I choose NXT's champion or whatever. You know?
Yeah.
Just, I don't know. It just seems like it's pointless having him come out and say, basically, that they have no clue who they're going to pick.
Yeah.
Maven, your favorite superstar was on Bailey's show, Nia Jax. Wait, did Daniel Bryan reveal that Kofi was the dog, like you remember when someone was dressed up as a dog for one of the Corbin's and Roman's storyline? Yes, I do remember that.
I don't.
Edge needs to get off my TV. What's up, guys? Like the vid. Anyways, was a 6-man tag absolutely necessary whatsoever? No, No, generally it was not. Definitely not. Question for y'all: why is there no outrage for Tully 67 and Snake 61 for them wrestling, and both are older than Oldberg and Undertaker? I've seen some people that have been upset.
Yeah, but I feel like they're two totally different things.
Well, I think the one thing...
I mean, they're both, they're all old or whatever, but I feel like it's not a case of... I feel like people are getting their pants in a bunch over Sting and Tully wrestling because they're, like, over 60, and everybody's like, oh, well, they've had, injuries or whatever, and they're just, like, old, and they're gonna, like...
I don't know the age thing bothers me as much as just bringing someone back just to bring them back. Because Tully and Sting have been involved in storylines.
Yeah.
Where, like...
Goldberg, they just, like, go pull that out of left field and are like, yeah, we're doing this.
You're next. Okay.
And they do it so often that I'm just like, bleh. And I just don't like Goldberg. I never have an issue with Undertaker coming back, honestly. For me, I never have an issue with that.
That's the biggest issue for me, is if you can tie it into a storyline, then I'm cool with it. If it's not something you can tie into a storyline, then that's where I have bigger issues.
Yeah.
How you doing, Dan? Loving the blue. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. I'm glad you said you like the blue.
Yeah.
I legit thought that they were going to double spear Sammy. Yes. Sammy's going to get killed. Sting doesn't botch much. For the life of me is why Drew has to defend the WWE title in the chamber and Roman doesn't. Reigns is a joke. Yes, I agree, James. I don't understand it either. Doesn't make sense. How you doing, Volterra? I only watch pay-per-views and some reviewers, so my predictions might be all out of whack. Well, we appreciate that, Volterra, because apparently we are some of your reviewers. So, Daniel Bryan revealed it. I wonder how it took so darn long. Yeah, who knows? It's WWE. Asuka have an opponent? Yes.
Does she?
No.
I was gonna say. Don't go spreading false information.
Should I?
No.
Serena Deeb is going to wrestle Asuka.
No, please don't. No. As far as I know, Asuka doesn't have an opponent. But we'll kind of chat about that when we get into Elimination Chamber predictions. Roman gonna spear Beth Phoenix to get Edge to face him.
He might.
Probably. They're probably going to do some stupid crap like that.
Yeah.
Where after Elimination Chamber, Edge still isn't going to make a decision. And then Roman is going to be all like, well, if you don't just pick me. And like I said, I'm almost positive he did some stupid crap tonight where he went over to Edge and was like, look, you don't pick me, I'm coming after your family. And when I come after your family, it's not going to end well for you.
He's going to spear one of Edge's kids. I'm
telling you that's what it was. Because I'm just telling you, okay? Because I'm a genius sometimes. Sometimes I'm not, but I'm almost positive that's the direction we're going with this.
Yeah, probably. I agree.
It doesn't make me care whatsoever. Because I'm literally telling you what they're going to do. Right now.
Yep.
They're going to do the whole thing with his family.
Yep.
That's where they're going with this. Anyways, moving on. Apollo Crews says Big E doesn't respect Apollo Crews. And Big E is intimidated by Apollo Crews. And he went on to say something about his ancestors were like a Nigerian prince or something, I don't know. And he's like, royalty and like should be treated as such. I don't know, dude. This was just kind of all over the place. So we then have Shinsuke Nakamura versus Apollo Crews, where Big E is at ringside, sitting on a couch. He's got a mini fridge. He's just chilling out, as you do at ringside.
Everybody does that.
Apollo,
they bring fans back, that's what they're going to have, a couch and a refrigerator.
Apollo tossed Nakamura into the couch, which made Big E a bit upset. And then Nakamura won the match. And, all of this match is happening. Commentary is, asking Big E. They're like, look, if Apollo won, would you give him another title shot? And Big E has continuously said, 15 times during the course of this match, no. I will not give him another title shot because he's already had, like, 5 in the last 6 weeks. So, like, no. I'm, like, done. We're, like, not doing that anymore because, like, he has had his chance and he blew it several times. So, he doesn't need to have another title shot whatsoever, which, like, I can appreciate. I can agree with that logic because I don't want to see the same match 17 times. And so, yeah, they're, like, going back and forth about that, and Big E is sort of getting, not, like, mad about commentary, like, mentioning Apollo, but, like, he's kind of annoyed, you know? He's like, dudes, just, like, calm down. Because Apollo? No. Okay? No. So Nakamura won the match after Apollo completely snapped, and attacked Nakamura. And then Big E came to save Nakamura's butt, but Apollo then attacked Big E with the stairs. And then Big E was, like, in the ring, and Apollo was gonna, like, hit him with them. And then Big E rolled out, and then Apollo threw the stairs over the, like, ring, and they hit the floor, and we're supposed to assume that they hit Big E.
Yes.
Because Big E was laying there on the floor.
Dead.
Yeah. So yeah. That was that.
Yeah, I mean, it was okay.
This Apollo heel turn is so confusing.
Well, it's...
Because, like, you had him do... Anybody can correct me if I'm wrong, but you had him do something with Roman a couple weeks back where, like, he was hanging out with Roman.
Yeah.
And, like, they did that, like, once, and then they totally dropped that, and then he, like, came back out and sort of started being, like, a bad guy-ish, but, like, not really. And then, like, last week they sort of did this, like, heel turn thing, and then, like, this week they're still doing... I don't know. It's all very confusing to me, and I just don't quite get it.
So what if they... it all comes back. So Apollo wins the title, and then it goes back to Roman, and Roman goes, "You can sit at my table. You have a belt."
Okay, but why isn't he doing that anyways already?
Because he hasn't won a belt yet.
Okay, but you have other guys on the roster that have won belts, and so why is Roman not doing that?
Because Roman only wants certain people.
Okay, well,
and if you're willing to throw steps at someone and kill him, that's the guy Roman wants.
But it just doesn't make sense to me because we did that one thing one week, and then we just
dropped
it off and did absolutely nothing with it, and I don't get it. This is all so confusing, and, like, Apollo wasn't even being used, like, until the last, like, month.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden we bring him back and we decide to turn him heel. I don't get it.
Scott says Cruz has been on the main roster for nearly 5 years. Finally some character from him. Yeah, I mean, finally he's getting involved in things. I guess you have to wait 5 years before you can get, like... Ricochet and Aleister Black are going to have to wait a while.
A while.
It's like... I think they're turning Otis heel. Yeah, probably. Moxley's facing Dolph Ziggler's brother on Dynamite next week. And then on SmackDown, Dolph's going to go, "It should have been me." This is how you make a character for Apollo Crews. I agree. It's official. Big E was killed on live TV. Yes, he is dead. No longer around. Big E is dead. He's, like... not around anymore.
I mean, they did this whole thing where, like, they took him out of the building or whatever, and like on a stretcher and stuff. So yeah, I would say Big E's probably gonna be out for a little bit, and then maybe come back, like, more aggressive, and angry. Not like heel, but, like, you know what I mean. Like, he's sort of already with the whole, like, he's super annoyed on commentary thing. I think he's gonna come back and be, like, really annoyed, like, specifically with Apollo, and that'll ultimately lead to him giving him another title shot.
I agree.
Which I don't love, but, you know,
which I think is why Apollo's going to win it.
So, we then have Seth Rollins, and Seth Rollins comes out and is like, "What just happened was a tragedy." Okay? That being betrayed by your friends is a tragedy. Every single one of his friends turned their backs on Seth Rollins last week. And he understands Big E's pain. Rollins then says he's taking legal action against WWE, and he's seeking damages because his moment was ruined by a bunch of losers. And he's always the biggest loser of them all. Well, when I thought Seth Rollins was coming back, this isn't quite what I thought you know, we would like do with him, but I guess it's not very good. No.
I think it's okay.
No.
Why?
Why are we taking legal action against WWE for people being a bunch of losers?
Because people sue for everything.
I don't get it.
So he's just suing them for being a bunch of losers.
You can give him something so much better, and you give him this. Just let him feud with Cesaro, dude.
He's going to.
No, but, like, we don't need this crap.
This is still him being a jerk.
I don't know, dude.
That's the point.
I don't know.
You're building up you're building up the jerk
but
Seth Rollins.
Suing WWE for being a bunch of losers is not building you up as a big bad guy.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, it's not. It's just
you're
laughable. Okay?
You're a jerk. You sued the WWE because they're all losers. You know? So, you know, you can sue for anything. See? Gorilla Glue Girl is suing because she was stupid enough to put Gorilla Glue in her hair. So Seth is just suing because they're a bunch of losers. They didn't want to listen to him. So that's just cool.
I don't know, man.
WWE worked everyone with the O'Reilly thing. Yes, they did.
We can kind of chat about that at the end.
No, we didn't. We will, though.
What?
What'd you say?
I said we can kind of chat about that at the end.
Oh, sorry. I thought you said we didn't chat about that.
No, we didn't chat about that.
No.
But we can.
My bad. WWE worked everyone with the O'Reilly. Oh, sorry, I read that already.
You just read that.
I enjoyed Ding Dong Hello Bailey is doing great with her change. James, I like the whole Ding Dong Hello Bailey is pretty cool. I like the segments. They need to keep them up. I just wish they wouldn't do them in the center of the ring and they'd have like a set up for her to do it. Seth Rollins was wearing a suit sponsored by Peppermint Patties. That's funny. Yeah, I mean it's I don't know. The Seth thing I like what they're doing with him. I think it's a cool thing. So
I don't know. I think he could be doing better, but whatever. So we then have Kevin Owens and Edge backstage, and Edge appreciates Kevin Owens. Appreciates it. Anyways, sorry. Let me just start over there. Edge appreciates. I almost said that Edge appreciates Kevin Owens getting knocked down.
But he gets back up again.
Yeah, but he also gets up. And Owen says that all he can think about is winning the chamber and beating Roman. You know, for like the third, fourth, seventh time.
Yeah, third, fourth, seventh, however many.
Whatever. We then get Tamina and Natalya versus Ruby Riott and Liv Morgan. Billie Kay comes out mid-match with cat ears and a Tamina shirt on. And this, like, distracts Liv and Ruby and, yeah, so Tamina and Natalya won, and then Billie Kay tried to celebrate with them and ultimately got beat up by both Natalya and Tamina.
Yeah, I kind of like this. I mean, it's cool. I like the Billie Kay thing that they're doing. If the problem I have with what they're doing is why does the Riot Squad even pay attention to her?
I don't know.
I mean, that's the thing.
If they don't care.
I think ultimately it's going to lead to her finding a tag team partner and she's going to face the Riot Squad. So maybe then you get the Iconics back together. Maybe. Rollins has a lot of nerve saying his friends turned his back on him. I'm sorry, isn't he the reason the Shield breaking up with a steel chair? Yes! WWE on Fox. But see, that's part of being a jerk. My friends turned their back on me even though I hit them with a steel chair. WWE on Fox had people big mad the other day.
Dude, that was so stupid.
We'll talk about that.
It was absolutely stupid because they put up this, like, thing.
Yeah, we'll talk about that.
It was so dumb.
Yeah, we'll save that till the end. Don't you all think it's time for Cesaro to finally win a title? James, I agree.
Yes. I don't know that it's going to happen, though.
Probably won't happen, but he deserves it. Definitely deserves it.
So, we then have King Corbin and Edge chatting in the back. And I thought this was funny. So Corbin says that he feels like the main event of WrestleMania, and then is like, you know, well, you should, like, bow down to me because I'm so much better than you and stuff. And so then Corbin is, like, bragging about his timepiece. And so Edge is like, I've got this gadget here. It's, like, really cool. Like, you can, like, look at pictures and, like, you know, tell the time. And you can watch, like, videos and stuff on it. And, like, chat, text, call. It's, like, a really handy device. And then Corbin just, like, walked off it. It really made me laugh. I thought it was funny.
Yes, it was funny. It was good.
So, we have Bailey hosting Nia. No, just kidding.
Bailey hosted Nia.
Bailey hosted the Ding Dong Hello Show with Nia and Shayna on it. So Nia and Shayna were put on a show to talk about Bianca and Sasha. And then Reginald came out and he calls Nia and Shayna a boxed wine. And then Sasha came out and Bailey's really upset about everybody not using the door. She was real mad about that. And so then Sasha's like, yeah, Bianca's gonna choose me, and it's obvious. And then Bianca comes out, and Bianca is like about to challenge Sasha for WrestleMania, but then Reginald gets in the middle of things, and he wants to do a 6-man tag match with Sasha, Bianca, and Reginald versus Nia, Shayna, and Bailey. So guess what? That's next. Reginald, Sasha, and Bianca versus Nia, Shayna, and Bailey.
Yeah.
Cool?
Well, I like the whole ding dong thing. I think it's pretty cool.
I do.
I like the ding dong hello like segments.
I think it's funny.
And what they're doing with it, yeah, I mean it's good. I hope, like I said, I just wish they wouldn't do it in the middle of the ring and did it off the side. This whole throwing this match together, well, it's not shocking because that's what WWE does. They just kind of, you know, oh, we had a segment. Oh, it created a match right now.
Yeah, I don't know. The whole thing with this, like, I don't know. I was kind of sitting there going, well, why is Reginald out here? And then they did the whole segment with Carmella later where Carmella was like, dude, I know you were, like, out there. And, like, what are you doing? I think all of this, one of two things. He's either, like, leaving Carmella and is no longer going to be her chauffeur or whatever. He's either doing that and he's going to join up, like, with Sasha or something. Or it's, like, all a ploy from Carmella. And she's, like, pretending she has no idea what he's doing. And it's, like, all to, like, get under Sasha and Bianca's skin so then Carmella can, like, swoop in to do something. I don't quite know.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what they're doing for sure, but, I mean, it's... what they're doing is okay. I mean, they just need to have some sort of guidance on why they're doing it.
Yeah.
You know? And maybe it's like you said, maybe it's all a setup. So, and we'll find out later. Don't y'all think it's time for Cesaro to finally win a title? Yes, I already said that. It's crazy Billie Kay is getting more time than Peyton. No, it doesn't shock me, James. Just because of the brands they're on.
Yeah.
Why is the Rat Squad paying attention to her? Because WWE books their baby faces like morons. Yes, they do, pretty much. Embrace the vision. The part when they were trying to enter the door was hilarious. Yes, the whole thing with the ding dong hello is pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
I want them to mention Becky and Rue. Not happening, James. Not happening. Sorry. Just sorry.
So, Nia had this spot in this match with Reginald where she was like holding him, but then Bianca and Sasha did a drop kick to the back of Reginald, and Reginald fell on top of Nia, and so he got the pin. So they won the match.
Again, I mean, it's just a thrown together match, so.
It's fine, I guess.
Yeah.
Whatever. We then have Cesaro.
So the thing is, what does it mean? It means nothing.
Know.
I mean, we get nothing out of it.
It's just to put them on television.
Well, it didn't advance the storyline, did it?
No, not really.
So I don't understand, you know, unless Reginald's going to go for the women's title.
Which at this point could be possible. I mean, there is an open title match slot for this weekend.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Maybe he goes for the title.
Asuka has no opponent.
Yeah.
So, Cesaro and Edge are backstage, and Cesaro was, you know, respecting Seth Rollins last week, and then, you know, he's like, well, Seth also was just kind of a jerk at this point. I thought he was going to be, like, different when he came back, but, like, apparently not. So then Cesaro is, talking to Edge or whatever, and is like, well, I'll see you in the main event of WrestleMania. So we then get Dominic, Mysterio, and Rey. Mysterio. Versus...
What other Rey is there?
I don't know. Versus Otis and Chad Gable. This made absolutely no sense to me whatsoever. Like, at all. Okay? So we have this match. We're, like, doing this match, right? So, Otis is, like, beating somebody up. And I guess, like, didn't listen to the referee's count. I don't know. And so they got disqualified.
Yeah.
What? I don't know.
I think someone mentioned earlier that I think John L said something about Otis turning heel. Is Otis turning heel, or is this going to lead to him going, okay, I can't do this anymore, Chad Gable, because you are turning me into a jerk, and I'm going to kill you?
It's probably that more so than turning Otis heel, because personally, I don't think Otis can be a heel.
Yes, I mean that's what I'm thinking. So I don't know. I can't see Otis being heel.
This was so random.
Yeah.
So random, so, like, makes no sense because...
But I'm okay.
I'm okay with... like, Dominic and Rey doing the whole Corbin thing last week, and then we jump to this, and this is just... Not that I want to see Corbin and Dominic and Rey again, like, because, no, I don't want to see that. But there was no transition to anything. It was just, like, a weird thrown together thing, and you had Otis and Gable doing something, too. And then we just threw this all here, and it made no sense.
But it's okay. It's one of those things that I said about AEW, that they have matches that don't necessarily lead to... This is leading to Otis and Gable, or turning Otis into, like, either a total jerk or the Otis and Gable split up, one of the two. So, I mean, this was okay. I don't mind matches like this where they don't necessarily mean something. It's okay. It wasn't like, a spur-of-the-moment thing where they all four came out to the ring and then all of a sudden they talk to each other and now they're going to have a match. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's these types of matches I don't mind.
Well, I generally don't mind them either, but it's just the whole execution of it with the whole beating somebody up and you get disqualified for it makes no sense.
Well, it's because
but everybody else in other matches does the same thing and they don't get disqualified.
Well, because they're trying to make Otis a heel.
Well, they need to make things make
That's
sense.
Why.
And when there's no continuity and you do one thing for one person and it's different for another, it makes absolutely no sense.
Yeah, well, I don't know.
So.
At least they put more women out there, unlike certain shows. I will not name names. James, I have some information on that. I don't know if it's true or not, but I will talk about that at the end of the show. Remind me about that.
I don't know what information this is.
You let me. I'll tell you, and I don't know if it's true or not, but I'll mention it.
Okay.
You got lyrics. Otis tried to be a heel. It hasn't been working for Tucker. He hasn't been on TV for 97 years. Well, Tucker's like, I don't even know where Tucker is.
I don't either.
So who knows?
No idea. So we then have Cesaro did the main event. Cesaro, Daniel Bryan, and Kevin Owens versus Jey Uso, Sami Zayn, and King Corbin. This was fine. I see no point to this because we are literally doing the chamber match this weekend with all 6 of these guys involved.
Yeah.
So I don't know the point of this.
I gotta take a bite of my sandwich.
That's fine. Your bread is probably dry now. I don't know like the reason behind this whatsoever. There was no reason for it. So Daniel Bryan won the match for his team. And then after the match, everyone was beating each other up. And then Edge got in the ring and speared Jey Uso. And then Roman got in the ring and speared Edge. So, yeah. That was that. I mean, I don't know what else to say. Because it was what it was. It was everybody beating each other up, which is what I figured it was going to turn into, which is stupid because we're literally doing that this weekend.
Yeah, the point of the match is stupid. I mean, they did the exact same thing with on Raw.
Yeah.
So I don't understand the point. It means nothing. So
yeah.
I don't get it.
I don't get it either.
Pointless.
I really don't.
I know where Tucker is. He got decimated by Thanos. It gives the winner momentum, maybe.
But it doesn't though, because it's 3 people.
Yeah, I don't like it. It's just dumb the way they do it.
It's Brian, it's Kevin, and it's Cesaro. Okay, but then they all proceeded to get beat up after the match. The only person that was left standing there was Roman.
Yeah.
This didn't make anybody else look good aside from Roman.
Did you hear people call Natalya a $1 performer? Yes.
So, I don't know, man.
We're going to talk about that, too.
Don't know the point.
Yeah. I don't get the point of the match either. It's one of those things that, you know, I mean, overall I thought it was okay. But having it right before the show when you're going to turn right back around and have these guys in the same match anyway, that's the part I don't like.
Yeah.
But that's what WWE does.
Yeah.
Put the guys in 24 matches before the pay-per-view and against each other. Mm-hmm. And then throw them in the pay-per-view against each other. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. So that was the show.
Yeah.
That was SmackDown.
Very, okay.
Yeah. Bad Bunny versus Shane McMahon at WrestleMania. I hope so.
No. Bad Bunny versus Miz and Morrison at WrestleMania, and Shane McMahon versus Braun Strowman.
Man, that'd be the WrestleMania of all WrestleManias right there.
Just with those
Bad
matches
Bunny
alone. Oh, I could talk about that too, because that actually, I saw earlier. I think it was WrestleVotes. Yeah, WrestleVotes. Who said earlier today, conversation with the source recently stated that the latest WrestleMania creative meeting had Edge versus Reigns, Bianca versus Sasha, Orton and Wyatt, Bad Bunny tag match on the books with nearly everything else open, including the WWE title match. Same source has stressed nothing is set in stone, however. The thing, like, okay, so you have if that's the case, you have everything figured out except for what you're doing with Drew.
Yeah.
Like, what?
8 viewers, only 5 likes. Come on, people.
I don't know how you...
Hit that like button.
I mean, I know how they have no idea because they have no clue what they're doing, but how do you not have something set up for Drew?
Yeah, I agree.
Even if it's not, like, that great. I mean, you have the whole Sheamus thing. You could do this Sheamus match. Personally, I don't think it's a WrestleMania-worthy match, but, like, not... When I say WrestleMania-worthy, I don't mean that it, like, wouldn't be good on the WrestleMania card. I just feel like there aren't enough people interested in it to, like, make it this big. It's not, like, a big-time match like some of the other matches that could happen on the card.
Yeah.
And so that's why I don't see them doing Sheamus and Drew at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
For that reason.
I agree.
They could if they have no other option because they don't know what to do.
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
Because they're stupid. I still think that they're going to bring Brock back.
That wouldn't shock me either.
And it's going to be Drew versus Brock again. That's what I think.
What does that say about WWE, though?
It says they have no plans, and they have no plans, and they have no plans.
That they have to keep bringing back guys that don't even...
Wrestle full-time.
Wrestle.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is stupid.
Yep.
They shouldn't have to do that. And I'm cool with those guys coming back and doing things, but it just doesn't make a lot of sense. You know? Prediction time for Elimination Chamber. Yes, we're going to do our predictions for Elimination Chamber. WrestleVotes Maven.
Yep, that's who it was.
I have a question, guys. What do y'all think of Shark Tank? James, I would not get into a Shark Tank, so no, I don't like Shark Tanks.
I've never watched it.
Oh, the show. Sorry. I thought you were talking about like a Shark Tank where sharks are swimming around.
I've never watched it and have no desire to watch it.
I have watched it once or twice. I mean, it's okay. I like how Mr. G says, Drew versus Sheamus at Poop Lane. Yeah. I shared the show, guys. Drew McIntyre versus Bryan Alvarez. Jared had us believe Kenny Omega is the WWE champion. He is. He's going to be soon. He's going to show up at Fastlane.
Yeah.
We all know who's going to fight McIntyre at WrestleMania. It's going to be Sheamus. Don't bet on it.
So, guys, Elimination Chamber.
Nobody wants to see Brock Lesnar fight Drew.
I'm not saying anybody wants to see...
Drew.
I'm not saying anybody wants to see Brock Lesnar versus Drew. Just saying
there's one guy that does.
Vince.
Yep.
I'm just saying...
And the problem is, that one guy is the only guy that matters.
I'm just saying that's where I think that's the direction that they're headed, because they have no other plan set in place. I think it's literally going to be a repeat of last year's WrestleMania. I think Brock is going to come back looking for revenge to take out Drew. Like, he might show up at Elimination Chamber and, like, beat up Drew after his match. He might not. He might show up on Raw or not. Maybe Fastlane, and they set up there.
There are 5, Scott. 5 matches.
But I really think that it's going to be Brock.
Yeah. The reason they did the 6-man tag is to give the winner momentum. James, how much momentum do they need? It's like 2 days before the, like, I don't understand it. Why do you do, like, don't show me the match that I'm going to see at the pay-per-view.
Drew deserves to beat Brock in front of fans, which also might be another reason why they do it, so Drew can get a big pop, because he didn't get it last year.
Yeah.
Because there were no fans.
Yeah.
And if they're planning on having fans at WrestleMania, then yeah, there would be some pop for that.
Yeah. I mean, I could see that.
So, yeah, I don't know. So, Elimination Chamber. Shall we? We shall. So let's start off with the Women's Tag Team Championship match. Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler versus Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair.
I'm going to say, since we're going to have a Belair and Sasha at Mania, I'm going to go with Nia and Shayna.
Nope, I'm telling you Sasha and Bianca are winning the tag team titles.
Okay.
And if they don't, it's going to be not because they lose clean. Because I don't think either of them can afford to lose clean. I think that it'll be because of some Reginald Carmella crap being involved.
Could be.
But Sasha and Bianca can't get beat. Not going into WrestleMania. And so this is a really tough position to put them in solely because of that reason. And it's like a stupid reason to do this match. I think that they'll win the tag titles here and then probably lose them at Fastlane.
Okay.
And then that will be where they get angry at each other and then they start building up for their match at Mania.
Okay. Possible. Sasha and Bianca dropped the titles on March 3rd on NXT.
Oh, yeah, I forgot they were doing that too.
Yeah.
Sasha and Bianca would be a big draw for the NXT thing. Probably more so than Nia and Shayna. So, yeah, I could also see them. That's another, yeah.
Guys, why does WWE have the balls to say that the releases furloughs last year was budget cuts and yet they signed a new talent? Good question, John Elite. I have no clue. Because they also had record profits, too.
And they couldn't give anybody raises.
So,
bonuses or anything.
It's about... no one knows. I don't understand it. Good question. How you doing, DTA Podcast?
So, Sasha and Bianca. I think everybody's picking Sasha and Bianca, except you.
Except me.
U.S. title match. Bobby Lashley versus Keith Lee versus Matt Riddle.
WWE are liars. Yes. Pretty much. I'm going to say that Lashley wins.
I would also say that, but I think Riddle. I'm going to take Riddle. Because I feel like they've done a lot with the U.S. title involving Riddle, and he hasn't won this far, so I feel like he's going to win this time.
Okay.
Yeah, so, yeah. Riddle. I would say Keith Lee, but I've heard some stuff that he might not be at the pay-per-view.
Yeah, I've seen some stuff, too. So.
Riddle it is.
I say Lashley keeps the title.
I wouldn't be shocked if they did that either. I mean, I don't really care who has the U.S. title. It doesn't make a difference to me. Riddle or Lashley. I mean, they're both in the, so I don't know.
Keith Lee isn't wrestling allegedly Riddle, so Lashley can face Drew at Mania. That's interesting.
Lashley versus Drew, I wouldn't be shocked if they did that either.
So why is Keith Lee not wrestling?
I
mean, the rumors, I've seen the rumors, but I haven't seen exactly why he hasn't, why they're not going to use him in the match. Just doesn't make sense.
He hasn't been on TV in a couple weeks.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
He's going to go get married.
Lashley retains, Keith Lee, Sasha and Bianca Belair.
No men's tag title matches again.
Nah, because they don't mean anything.
Yeah, unless you just throw people together. Riddle should be fired. James, no.
So, Riddle, Lashley.
Yeah.
Cool. Mr. G, because COVID.
Scott, I don't think you need to yell at me like that. Okay?
Well, that's the last time he was seen on TV was because Yim tested positive for COVID, and then Keith Lee had to be taken off of TV.
Well, yeah,
just as a precaution, so but I don't know if he ever tested positive.
He had his 2 weeks off.
Nothing was ever confirmed. I mean, he might have COVID now, and that might be why he's, like, off.
Yeah, I guess.
I don't know. Again, I haven't, seen anything, like, he hasn't come out and said anything about it, but, again, all we can do is speculate.
Yeah. So, yeah.
But I guess it would make sense for him being off TV for that reason, solely because he did have COVID.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I don't know. The Elimination Chamber match for the Universal Championship match later that night. We have Jey Uso, Kevin Owens, King Corbin, Sami Zayn, Cesaro, and Daniel Bryan. Who's your pick? I legitimately have no clue.
I'm going to say Jey Uso.
I'm going to say... Okay, I think it's either going to be Kevin Owens or Daniel Bryan.
I think Jey Uso is just, like... I think it's enough to throw a twist in there. I think Jey Uso wins.
I'm going to say Kevin Owens or Daniel Bryan solely because I feel like they want to add no flavor to this whatsoever. And I feel like more so Kevin Owens than Daniel Bryan. I feel like there's a bigger chance that Kevin would win to do Kevin and Roman again for Kevin to lose later to Roman.
Yeah, I mean, those would be good choices. I just think that Jey Uso kind of makes things interesting. Why doesn't WWE say the wrestlers have COVID? Because Vince doesn't believe in it. So I woke up today and people are speculating Liv Morgan and Bo Dallas are dating. LOL.
Well, apparently they own like a farm together or something.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. Everybody was like, but wait, I thought
a farm with animals?
Yeah.
Oh.
Like a farm.
Gotcha.
Like, I don't know, dude. You got me, but that's what I saw today.
Interesting.
And everybody's like, but wait, I thought Bo Dallas was like married or something. I'm like, I don't know. Dude hasn't been seen on television in 72 years. You know he's been coming to every show. He's been in every show.
Well, that's because he has nothing
every
else.
SmackDown.
He has nothing else to do.
He just sits in the back. He shows up to work every week and doesn't get used.
Well, and then if Liv Morgan's there and they're dating, then it makes sense for him to show up because, I guess.
For moral support.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I'm going to say Bobby Lashley. So John L picked Lashley in that match. Uso wins the match, then lays down for Reigns. That could happen.
I wouldn't be shocked if that happened.
KO wins. Cesaro's my pick. Good choices. Those are some good choices.
Baron Corbin needs to grow hair on his head again. He looks like Mister Gleen.
What's wrong with looking like Mister Gleen?
Well, apparently a lot of things.
There's nothing wrong with that.
So yeah, so there are two matches that are coming out of that one. You have the Elimination Chamber match, obviously, and then you have
hasn't been on a show since 2019. That's like 2 years. He hasn't been on a show in 2 years. Interesting.
Shows up and doesn't ever get used.
Yeah.
Ah, man.
We're glad to have you here. Here's your money.
You can sit.
Go home.
So the two matches.
You know why he shows up? He's getting the free food. He comes in the door and goes, guys, I know I'm not being put on TV. I'm here for the food.
So the two matches go together, the Elimination Chamber, and then Roman will be defending the title later against whoever wins that match. So
yeah,
good for them. And then the last match is Drew McIntyre. No, just kidding. It's the Elimination Chamber for the WWE Championship, which is Drew McIntyre, AJ Styles, Jeff Hardy, Randy Orton, Sheamus, and Kofi Kingston. There are literally only two logical... Okay, first...
McIntyre wins.
First, I don't think Kofi's going to be in this match. Because I think Kofi's going to be taken out of the match by Ali.
McIntyre wins.
And then I think Ali's going to potentially take Kofi's place. Which means absolutely nothing in the grand scheme of things. Because it's not going to make one wiggity whack of a difference, okay? The only two options to win this match potentially would be Drew and Randy. I think Randy's going to be taken out because of some crap with The Fiend and Alexa. And I think that's going to totally mess with his head, and he's going to be eliminated because of that. That's where I think that's going. I think ultimately it's going to come down to Drew and Sheamus. Because Sheamus is like the last entrant or whatever. And I think Drew's going to last the entire time. I think Drew's probably going to be like the first dude to go in. And... okay, one of the first dudes. Whatever. And, like, last the entire time.
Yeah.
And then ultimately it'll be like Drew and Sheamus. And they'll get to, like, beat each other up for a solid amount of time. And then Drew will, like, win.
Yeah, well, I think Drew wins. Raw Women's Championship match, I don't think it's going to be Charlotte Flair. I think you feed a Nightmare, make her debut. I don't know. I think Charlotte just makes logical sense.
To be in the match? Against Asuka?
Yeah, with
I agree, but I think...
interference from Rick and Lacey.
I agree, but at the same time, I don't know that it's going to happen because it looks like they've scrapped it from the card. I mean, WWE hasn't come out and said that they're totally scrapping the match and nothing's happening. But they also haven't said that the match is going ahead with somebody else involved. So.
Yeah. Let's see here. So Edge beats Reigns at Mania, and then Miz cashes in on Edge, and Miz is Universal Champion, and then what for Reigns? Reigns isn't getting beat. Not by Edge. Not happening.
Which is why I think it's a mistake to do Edge.
So it's not happening.
If we're trying to make Edge look like this great dude and, like, have him come out on top and, like, do this whole thing, you would think he would have to win the match. And putting him in a match against Reigns, he's not. I don't think he's winning. I really don't think it would happen.
He's not.
So that's why I think doing Reigns is a total mistake.
Yeah. Who wins? My Pillow does, because obviously... what do you guys think about Apollo? By the way, hello, Little Rascal. What do you think about Apollo Crews attack Shinsuke and Big E? I like the idea of it as the heel turn. I just don't know that they're doing it right. So, does anyone even care anymore about the men's and women's WWE Tag Team Championships? To be honest, DTA Podcast, does anybody care about any of the championships?
That's a good question. The answer would be no.
I mean, we sit here and we talk about it, and we seem to be more concerned about who's going to face who rather than, okay, who should be the champion. And it's like the focus isn't the titles, because what do they mean? They mean nothing. And WWE hasn't made them mean WWE hasn't tried to make them mean anything. And it's not just the tag titles; it's the U.S. title. What's it mean?
Mm-hmm.
Nothing. The Intercontinental title. What's it mean? Nothing. So I just feel that really none of the titles mean anything right now.
Mm-hmm.
Rhea versus Asuka. That'd be an interesting one. Randy wins. No, wait. AJ. I meant AJ. So John Elite says AJ's winning. So, again, I mean, the titles just, they don't seem to, WWE doesn't seem to put an emphasis on the titles at all. And they don't mean anything. And so it makes it tough when you have that. First off, you have to, me personally, with the titles, you need to have a storyline for it. And so, just the storyline is they don't build their storylines enough to make people want to think about the titles, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And I just feel that their titles mean nothing.
I mean, you're not wrong. You're definitely not wrong. I mean, it is what it is.
So, the Natalia thing, the whole Natalia dollar thing.
Bro, that made me laugh. This entire situation made me laugh, okay? Because this is so essentially, the WWE on Fox page or whatever did this whole, this has been, a trend as of late. Everybody's doing it. A whole bunch of different organizations. People are just making these things up on the internet, okay? It's like this tier thing where, you get, they're like, oh, you have $15 to make your, dream team or whatever. And so everybody's at, a different tier. You have, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, right? And so this has been done, everywhere. And it's been a trend on the internet. And so WWE on Fox made one for the women's division. And, put people in categories. And you had, like, your top superstars, like Becky, Sasha, Bayley, Charlotte in the $5 category. You had some of your, like Asuka, Io, Bianca, people like them were, like, in the $4 range or whatever. And then as you went down, you got, more of, like, the mid-card and lower-card talent. And, like, Natalya was put at the bottom in the $1 category. And so she went on this big, like, thing on Twitter and was like, I know my worth. I am a top-tier performer. And you will not put me down. I'm just like, dude, you totally missed, like, the whole point of this. This wasn't, like, a personal attack on you, dude. It was a trend on the internet that WWE on Fox was trying to take part in because it's a trendy thing to do.
Well, it ties into fantasy sports.
I just don't get it.
And she hasn't done anything, in my opinion, to be, like, one of the top, brands. How you doing, observing stuff? So I don't know that... the stuff she's complaining about is just stupid.
Well, it wasn't just her. There were a couple people that were like, this is so stupid, and it made some fans mad. They were like, why would you do this? This is just, like, it's so, like, not cool. And I'm just like, dude, everybody's doing it. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I don't understand it.
Like, I don't get it.
Throwing a fit about, like, where you're, like... I'm on the dollar line. I'm a better performer than that.
Okay, I legitimately don't get it.
First off, are you really a better performer than that? I mean, is she really a better performer than that?
Well, compared to some of the other people.
No. Sorry.
So, I don't know, dude. I feel like it was just complaining for the sake of complaining. And, like, it wasn't meant to, like, hurt anybody's feelings or, like, oh, you're less than that, or whatever.
Yeah,
like,
I don't
It
was
was just a fun thing that the Twitter account put out.
Don't get it. Adam Cole attacks Finn Balor and Kyle O'Reilly again this past Wednesday in NXT. Yes, that was... We didn't actually watch it.
No.
Like, but we've seen the clips and things like that. At least I haven't watched it. Have you watched it?
No.
Okay. Since Roman's ahead of the table, Tribal Chief, does he still call himself the big dog? That's a different life, Johnny Leet. So, no, he's not the big dog right now. Wait a week and he might be the big dog. And observing stuff said SmackDown sucks. I thought it was okay. I mean, it wasn't. I won't say it was great, but I thought it was okay. Wrestlers have thin skins. They do DTA podcasts. I mean, I don't see, like... NFL players or baseball players going, hey, wait, you only put me on that line? Why am I on that line? I should be up, like, higher. The whole thing is just ridiculous what they're doing. Natalya's going to be a tag team wrestler for the rest of her career, isn't she? Yep, probably.
Personally, I never thought Natalya was that great, in my opinion. I think she's always been sort of, like, mid-card at best. I don't think she's ever really been, like, a huge main event superstar. She just hasn't. Her character skills are really lacking. Like, to the point where they are non-existent. Her promos, pretty terrible. Her wrestling is fine. I know a lot of people are like, oh, well, she's a really great technical wrestler. It's not my cup of tea. Not the biggest fan. And so, it's just, none of it works, in my opinion. And I feel like she's very bland and very boring. And, like, I don't know, dude. She's just not very good. So...
Me personally, I don't think that she's good. I shouldn't say that. I think as far as being... a wrestler, a strict wrestler, I think she's good at that. performer, not so much. But I think if you just said, okay, we're going to use wrestling techniques and this is all we're using, she probably would be the best. Or one of the best. If we're just strictly going off of wrestling moves and things like that. You know? But as far as the rest of it that goes with it, no, I don't think she is.
Mm-hmm. That's a real good theory on some of the legacy wrestlers' daughters and sons. Natalya and TJ train these wrestlers, but Natty is so awful. But the people they train are so much better. What gives?
I think, well, here's my thought on Natalya.
I think she's good at training people.
Well, I think the thing is like I said, if it was just wrestling, the moves, just doing the wrestling stuff, I think that she is good at that. Mm-hmm. The problem she has is I don't think she's super athletic.
Yeah.
And so that's what kills her in matches and stuff like that. Is she can't do the high flying, the flying around, and a lot of the stuff that some of these other people are doing. But I think if it was just the wrestling side of it, the technical wrestling side of it, that she would be as good as anybody. Mm-hmm. Now the thing is if they made her character, if they changed her character and made it more like a Ric Flair type thing, right? Where her character was like an attitude and things like that. Just changing the character.
But the thing about it is, though,
now I don't know. The thing is, I don't know if she can change her character because I don't know that she can do everything outside of the technical wrestling.
But that's what I'm saying, though, because they've tried to give her some sort of personality before, and it comes off as really cringy and really awkward. And
well,
like she's
maybe
trying
that's where they need to
way
work with
too
her.
much.
But because I don't know that she, you know, like I said, the wrestling side of it, I think that she's probably as good as anybody just with the wrestling side of stuff. It's the physical, athletic type stuff that I think she loses it. And then her character just doesn't like...
It's not good. It's like, bland, it's boring, and there's nothing to it.
Well, yeah, but I mean, that's what I'm saying, is so... Part of it is the whole pink and black, I think, because you think pink and black, you're vibrant, you're out there, you go get it. Turn it into a dark side type thing, and if you want to go with the black, go with the black, and
like
drop the pink.
I said, though, dude, they've tried to do stuff like that.
But you don't have to ever say anything. This is where a manager for her would be good.
But the thing is, though, it's her. For me, I find that it's like a lot of her mannerisms and like some of the things that she does. Yeah, her speaking is pretty terrible, and her promo skills are pretty terrible. But it's like the mannerisms and the way she does things that come across as so cringy and not like good. And so everybody's like, dude, no, like this is not working. Because they've tried to do things in the past. They've tried to make her a heel. They've tried to do things with her, and it hasn't worked out. Why is that? Because it's just not.
Well, yeah, I mean, I can understand that. I mean, that's, again, I think that there's stuff you could do and get to give it a shot without her having to speak. The problem is you have her speak, and then it's over.
Yeah.
So have her have a manager. Natalya eliminated the Great Khali from the Men's Royal Rumble, one of two women to eliminate a guy in the Men's Rumble, the other one, China. Well, that's because they just want to get Natalya out there, probably. They should have Asuka defend in the chamber. No, I don't think so. I hate having the defending the title in the chamber just sucks. Are Natalya and Beth Phoenix sisters?
No.
James, are there even 6 women wrestlers on Raw? Kyle O'Reilly had a seizure when NXT went off the air Wednesday.
He actually didn't.
Nope.
This was okay. So this whole situation, is really interesting, I suppose, kind of. So what happened was he was selling really well, and some buffoon of a fan then went on Twitter and said that he had a seizure, which got Twitter all in an uproar. And everybody was all mad about it and was all like, oh my gosh, is he okay? And then everybody was, like, worried for, like, a really long amount of time, it seemed. Like, forever. And then they finally came out, and it was said, like, no, like, he didn't have a seizure. Like, he's fine. It was all just, he was, like, selling. And that's what happened. So, yeah, it was like it all is the fault of the fan who put out the tweet or whatever and stuff, saying, like, he had a seizure, and then everybody ran with it. And so that's what happened. Kyle O'Reilly was just selling really well.
Yeah.
And it was all part of the storyline with Adam Cole where, like, he was supposed to, like, sort of be out of it, and then he was taken off on a stretcher, you know, like they've done in the past with storylines and stuff. And he was just selling the injuries from that. So, he didn't have a seizure. He's fine.
Yeah.
It's just for the storyline.
Yeah, it's just storyline.
Like, well, it wasn't even that he was, like, pretending to have a seizure or anything. That's not, like, what happened. It was some buffoon of a fan who put out a tweet. And, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what it...
It was just a buffoon of a fan.
Yeah.
Ray's a jobber now. No promos for Natty, please.
No.
Why did Natty get so upset over the WWE Fox tweet? Just weird. They would tweet the same thing for other sports and no one cared.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's my point. I don't get it. A fan posted a photo and then posted a video of it. Just because you read it on Twitter doesn't mean it's real. I mean, just look at Trump's tweets. Oh, wait.
WWE needs to leave the PGA era, but they can't because they're making too much money.
Yeah, they're making so much money that nobody can get a bonus or a raise.
Yeah. Hot take: fans in the CWC shouldn't be allowed to have cameras with them.
I don't even understand what goes through somebody's head when they put out a tweet like that. Like, what are you doing? Like, you buffoon. Literally. I don't get it. I literally don't understand it.
Yeah. I don't either.
I mean, I would have no issues with them taking pictures and stuff. It's when they post stupid things like, you know, such and so, whatever happened. You know? Somebody is really injured. And then it's not true. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I
don't know. Kyle O'Reilly did the further storyline with Adam Cole. The problem is like, I think a lot of people, if there were no fans, well, of course, if there were no fans, it wouldn't be showing it. So, I don't know. Who knows? This is why you should never jump to conclusions. Definitely. So you say Ray's a jobber now. Ray sucks, and so does his overdressed dorky son. Oh, that's funny, Scott. AEW, going back to James's comment about there's a show that doesn't have the women's like focused on. I had seen and I don't remember where I saw it. It was on Twitter, but I don't remember who put it out there. A thing where TNT is the one that doesn't want more women's matches, and I don't know if this is true or not. But TNT is the reason that there aren't more women's segments on Dynamite.
Well, if that's the case, TNT, you suck.
Yeah. I think fans will post photos, videos thinking they know when truthfully they don't know.
Well, definitely. I think the other thing about it with that situation is Kyle O'Reilly, he has diabetes. He's come out and said that he has diabetes. He's, you know, talked about it publicly. And so, I don't know. I think that probably has something else to do with it, too, of, like, people knowing that he does have diabetes. And there are, you know, certain things with that are, you know, an issue and a problem. And so I think they were kind of, you know, worried about him from that aspect of that. And then, you know, they sort of put something out not thinking.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is you know, it ties into what James said here. Regardless if it's work or not, people literally have seizures every 2 minutes. They could have done something else. It was classes.
I agree. I agree with that totally. If that was WWE's intention with it, but WWE said that wasn't their intention with what they were doing. And so they weren't intending to make it look like Kyle O'Reilly was like having a seizure or anything like that. That was like totally like not what was happening. So I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's one of those things that you sit there and you go, okay, well, they could have done something different. And maybe they had something different planned, and O'Reilly did it that way. And then it just blew up into nothing.
Well, and like I said, I mean, people know that he has, a medical condition, and they were sort of worried about him from that standpoint. So,
Did you see that Tama Tonga called out AEW, the mid-card brand, and the Bullet Club on AEW is fake? I did not see that, but it doesn't shock me. I think the whole AEW Impact New Japan Wrestling thing is very intriguing, and I'm interested to see what they do with it. Just because I think it's cool that the whole interaction amongst brands. Like I said before, I'd like to see them do some big pay-per-view together. Mm-hmm. This is why you should never jump to conclusions. Definitely. Why would anyone post a photo, video of a wrestler on a stretcher? Would you want your loved one to have a picture taken for the entire internet to see? Scott, I would say that, but I think as performers, I think you have to expect that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not that it's right or wrong, but I think just as performers, in the spotlight they're in, I think that you have to come to expect things like that.
Fans are stupid. Yeah.
I mean, it's gonna happen. If you can post a video or a if you can post a video, post a picture, and people come to your site or your Twitter account because you had it, that's why. Congrats to Sarah Logan and Eric with their first baby birth. Cool. I did not see that. How you doing, Anthony? I still know added value to AEW for this partnership. I don't
know if the whole thing is about AEW getting something out of it.
I think the reason they're doing it is Tony Khan likes wrestling, and he likes how things were done in the past, where wrestlers there would be the cross-promotional stuff. And I think this is what it's about, is Tony Khan liked this, and I think the fact that you have Cody Rhodes involved with it, his dad,
was a big part
of those types of things.
Yeah.
And the cross-promotional stuff, so...
Not just being, one show,
so
working with everybody.
I don't have any issues with it, and like I said, I don't know what's about AEW getting anything out of it, as much as it is about Tony Khan liking the wrestling and liking the idea behind...
all working together.
Yeah. Because, if all the organizations are working well and things are going good, then I think it just makes wrestling much better. Yeah. And much more entertaining.
Yeah.
Tony Khan loves wrestling, and we should, the way it's supposed to be. Definitely. I mean, I think that's a lot of it. I think that's why he's doing this. Because it's not about AEW being out there and being bigger than everybody else. I think he understands what he's doing, and the fact that there's so many things, so many people involved in it, so many organizations being involved in it. Ring of Honor is going to get involved in this. I'm pretty sure you're going to see that with Private Party challenging Gresham and Lethal. I think that's where you're going to see. Tony Khan taking over AEW and Impact Wrestling. I don't think he's going to take over Impact Wrestling, no. I think, if anything, he's trying to help them boost, because I think, the more wrestling is out there, the better things are for everybody.
Yeah.
Remember the Attitude Era when people were holding signs? Now people at events hold up camera phones and rush to Twitter and Instagram to post photos. Yeah.
I feel like
definitely.
WWE has kind of done that to themselves, though, because how many signs do you see anymore? At, like, big pay-per-views and stuff. Yeah, there are some, but I feel like they've gotten very, they don't just let people bring in whatever signs.
Yeah, I agree.
They've taken control of it and don't want people...
Yeah. I think there's two things with signs. People go overboard with signs, and then signs are a distraction for people that sit behind people that raise their signs.
Yeah.
Did you hear about Bo Dallas and Liv Morgan? And I hope one day WWE works with AEW because Tony Khan said he wants to, but Vince would. But I don't. But I know Triple H would. Yes, Vince would not work with him. But Triple H, I could see working with them. And I think it would be good for wrestling. Sorry, using my voice remote. DTA podcast, we try and decipher all kinds of stuff on here, so it's okay.
It's all good.
Mr. G, why do you think wrestling companies in Japan refuse to have partnerships with WWE, but they're doing with the AEW and Impact Wrestling?
I think it's because of the way WWE does business. And sort of the, like, Vince McMahon's, like, values and stuff in regards to, like, the wrestling business.
Well, and I think that's...
I think that's a big part of it.
Well, that's the big issue is I think the fact that I don't think WWE would really work with anybody. I think if they did the crossover stuff, if they did the crossover stuff, then, you know, I don't see WWE willing to work and have... I could see WWE going, hey, our guys are going to win everything that's big, our guys are going to win. I don't see AEW doing that. I don't see Impact doing that. I see the possibility of, I don't see New Japan doing that. I see the possibility of, I mean, they're already doing it with Moxley having the title. And he's an AEW wrestler.
Yeah.
So I could see where you know, AEW is willing to work and do things like that. I think that New Japan is willing to work and do things like that where their guys get beat by another company. WWE, I just couldn't see doing that. So many wrestling websites want to report something first but don't care about its accuracy. I agree, Scott. But it's not just wrestling websites. It's news in general. It's people in general. It's just, you know, if I can break this, I'm going to be perfect. And everybody will like me. Whether it's right or wrong, it's everybody like me.
Quick question. If Seth Rollins and Nakamura got their old themes back, then why can't Keith Lee get his back? Because his NXT theme is way superior than his current theme. I think it's because of who they're written by and who did the themes.
Yes. I thought you said Edge coming to AEW Dynamite, but we don't see him in AEW Dynamite. Little Rascal? He was John Cena the other day. Okay? He is good. Breaking news. Edge will be on Dynamite next week.
That was also breaking news last week. 2PG. Yeah, I mean, that's another thing with WWE.
Yeah.
For me, I think it's Vince's closed-mindedness. He wants wrestlers to wrestle his style of wrestling instead of catering to the talent that he signs, maybe. Well, I get that, and that was sort of like, you know, just like an overall point is I just think that other companies don't agree with the way he does things. And like you said, you know, it would be a case of Vince wants everything done his way. And I don't think other companies want to do that. It's like, okay, well, what's the point of us being here? It's just like, we're letting you use our wrestlers, but you're doing everything you want to do with them.
Yeah.
We have no say in it whatsoever.
Well, I think,
so what is the partnership? There is no partnership if it's just Vince calling the shots.
Yeah.
Which is what it would turn into.
Yeah.
Because
100%.
that's just the way Vince
which is
why
you'll never see the crossover stuff as long as Vince is in charge. Because he wants to be in charge of everything.
Yeah.
WWE doesn't believe in cross-promoting anymore. They just buy up territories. DTA Podcast, they had a perfect opportunity with their network. They could have put out there all these other, you know, the independent wrestling organizations. They could have put them out there, had them on their network, and they chose not to. They would have just rather buy them out and then kill them and have it end. I mean, which doesn't make sense.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Imagine Shinsuke versus Rey Fenix. Yes. I mean, things like that would be good. I'd love it. But the fact that, you know, you will never see WWE do that. Now, you could see Shinsuke versus Rey Fenix if Shinsuke leaves
if
WWE.
Shinsuke leaves WWE, but I don't think he's ever going to do that. I think he's going to be with WWE, you know, forever at this point. I think he's happy with what he's doing.
Well, because he's getting lots of money to do nothing sometimes.
Yeah. Like, he can go out and, you know, surf and be cool.
Yeah.
That's what he wants to do.
The WWE champion, Kenny Omega. Jim Ross, yes. See? He didn't have to show up. Kenny just took the WWE title away anyway. What happened to Dixie Carter? I don't know, Little Rascal. I don't know. I get you, Maven. but Seth and Shin's theme were composed by CFO, who had a sour deal with WB. Yep. Who knows?
You got me, man.
You're absolutely right, Mr. G. Spot on. I try to be DTA podcast. That's what I try and hit everything right on the nose sometimes, or all the time. Mr. G, with his partnership with AEW and Impact Wrestling, do you think Tony Khan convinces the owners of Impact Wrestling to move to a major network like Paramount or TNT? Right now, Access TV owns, or Impact owns Access TV, or Access TV owns Impact. It's one of the two.
I don't know that Tony Khan has the pull to convince the owners. I mean, I'm sure he'd I'm sure he could do something. Well, but I don't know that he wants to.
Access TV wanted to have New Japan Wrestling back on. The reason New Japan didn't sign back with Access TV and they signed with Roku is because Roku allows them to go out and try and get on a network, and they wanted to be on a bigger network than Access TV. So to tie back into the whole Impact thing, I'm pretty sure that either Impact owns Access TV or Access TV owns Impact. I'm not sure which, but there's a connection there where one owns the other. And so I think that is why you will not see them leave Access TV. Now, would they put another show possibly on another network? Yeah, I could see potentially that happening. If someone wanted to buy into it and put Impact on there somewhere. I don't know if you noticed, but Impact went to an extra hour on Tuesday nights. They have like a pre-show, and they have a match on before they actually have their show on. Did Vince buy Evolve? I believe so. Yes.
Yeah.
Y'all doing watch along Sunday? Yes, James will be doing a watch along. You can see our live reactions.
I'm sure
to what happens on Elimination Chamber. If Kenny Omega was to be in WWE, will they be allowed to say that he was AEW champ? Yes, Johnny Lee, they could. But they won't. Wait, never mind. The guy that owns Impact owns Access. Yeah, I knew it was something like that. So it's one of those things where it's because there's the ownership is involved there. That's why the Access thing has happened. Now, could they get a deal with some other channel? I don't know. I hope there are no more released superstars from WWE. Well, considering they just signed a bunch of people, I would hope that they wouldn't release anybody else. Unless somebody wanted to be released. I mean, if somebody wants to be released, then, I would just let them go. Because I don't know that you need to keep them around if they want to go. Especially if they're not being used. Bo Dallas. But he doesn't want to leave because he gets to eat free food. Impact Wrestling has equity in Access. Yes. When does NXT Evolve start, or have they not announced it? And I will be here for the live reactions. Cool, James. We appreciate that. I have not seen anything about NXT Evolve at all. So I don't know.
So, yeah, I don't have anything else. Do you have anything else?
Nope. I think that's pretty much it for the night. Cool. We'll be back Sunday with Elimination Chamber. Black Wednesday 2. Not just one. So, we will be back Sunday. See, I saw the Wednesday and I'm talking. Sunday, we have Elimination Chamber. Come join us. Does it start at 6?
I don't know. Whenever the pre-show starts.
Yeah, we'll be here for the pre-show. Predictions. Little Fetchini, you missed our predictions. You showed up just 20 minutes late. We had our predictions, Little Fetchini. If you go back, you can check out who we predicted. Because I don't want to go and say that I re-predict him because I might pick somebody different.
Yeah, because Mr. G does that. He doesn't remember who he picked.
No. Especially the matches that I have no clue. TNT can get sued for not letting AEW put more women's names there. Show it. Tony Khan's show. Not the other way around. Ted Turner's comeback. The thing is, James, I think that I don't think Khan would sue just because
He seems like a nice dude.
Yeah. Well, that and he knows that they have to be out there. Waiting they approach those release contracts to come back. I do not know. I haven't seen anything about it, John Elite. I have no idea. Why they released him in the first place is beyond me because they made like record profits. Who's going to see The Rock's new movie? The Little Rascal? I will always check out The Rock now that he's going to run for president.
You saw that too.
Yeah. All right. With that, we're going to take off. We'll be back Sunday with our Elimination Chamber show. Join us. If you have not subscribed, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Hit the little bell so you know when we go live. And or follow us on Twitter. That'd be a great place to check it out because, either Maven or the Wrestle Story will be, we tweet out things. Ollie's taking Kofi's spot, and they don't know what to do with the WWE title at Mania. But I think Miz should walk in as champ and face Morrison. That would be a good one, James, but WWE is too stupid and doesn't figure things out, so who knows? Who knows where they're going? Good night, guys. Awesome show, and always see y'all Sunday. See you, James. Peace out, everybody.